Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. In all seriousness, this is what separates many of us from most. Those who have been around a while know the beauty of red. Guys, this coming from Crypto Area at SENTOSUMOSABA on Twitter. Screen grabbing the crypto heat map here. Bitcoin down, as you guys can see, at least at the time of her post, down 5.4%, Ethereum down 7.34%, and XRP down 9.55%. A lot of the cryptocurrencies right now are in the red. And so, yeah, this is what happened recently. So this is Bitcoin on the hourly. You guys can see Bitcoin is trying to climb up right now, but over the last few hours, we have seen a significant decline for crypto. Okay, and you know, this is going to happen, guys. If you go back to the daily, you can see ultimately, we are still not under this low for Bitcoin. So this low would be 16,198, almost 16,200 per BTC. Remember the moniker, when in doubt, zoom out. So, you know, if you're thinking the crypto market is, that the sky is falling, the crypto market is over, time to cash out your chips. Boy, are you sorely mistaken, because we are just getting ready, guys. And, Crypto Eddie's comment here really sums up the crypto space when we're talking about veteran traders and the newbies that come into the space, which is fine. I mean, it takes time to learn. When you bring up Bitcoin on the weekly, we can also see, sure, the week so far has been a bit bullish, but look down here, guys, low volume on that bullish candlestick. And clearly by bullish, I obviously meant to say bearish. We can see XRP is following that of Bitcoin, the same kind of trend. Weekly, lower volume. We have seen some bullish momentum. Let's move up back to the daily here. And we can see, right, XRP still in this bullish pennant pattern. And we have not gone under 45 cents per XRP. It did go as low as 52, or rather 0.502, and now trading at about 55 cents. So it would have hit that target of 53.5. We would have seen it wick down into that level. If you had a buy order in there, that means you would have gotten into an XRP position. I was suggesting that 53.5 mark would be a decent opportunity to get into an XRP position if you still wanted to accumulate more. Of course, it did come down past that, and now it's up over that at about 55 cents. I'm not accumulating any more XRP, but last call would be down here, 45 cents. And of course, we could still even break that. Highly doubtful, but we could. Guys, this is the crypto market right now, and you guys can see everything is in the red. Look at these charts over here. Just wanted to bring that to your attention as well. Not to worry. Markets go up, markets go down. This is normal. Guys, this from the Cryptic Poet. So Ripple partner, Standard Charter, and Northern Trust partner to launch an institutional grade custody solution for cryptocurrencies. It's important because Standard Charter, one of those first investors in Ripple, and they're partnered with Ripple as well. So SC Ventures, the innovation and ventures unit of Standard Charter, and Northern Trust, a leading provider of asset servicing, have entered into an agreement to launch Zodia Custody, an institutional grade custody solution for cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies already represent 0.3% of the world's currency and bank deposits, and are forecast to continue growing with CAGR of 32% from 2019 to 2024. While there is increasing interest from institutional investors, they account for only 9% of investments in cryptocurrencies at present. So this just goes to show you an emerging market. And if a company like Standard Charter is putting their money on the table and investing, partnering up with another company like Northern Trust partner to invest in a cryptocurrency asset custody solution, there's going to be even bigger money in this space as the years go on. So only 9% right now. Zodia is designed to enable institutions to invest in the emerging cryptocurrency assets that are transforming how financial markets operate, including transaction and settlement activities. Under the agreement, which is subject to registration with the UK Financial Conduct Authority, all applicable regulatory filings and customary closing conditions, Zodia is expected to begin operations in London in 2021. So, just in time for the big crypto boom, I think 2021 is really going to bring some very, very great, positive, bullish cryptocurrency action to the space, getting everybody very excited again, kind of like what 2017 was like for a lot of earlier crypto traders. We've got to also remember the Standard Charter is relatively new to this game. Standard Charter wants to hold more crypto for institutions. They see the potential there, guys. This from October 9th, 2020, so a few months ago now. And Anderzel here on Twitter brought up a very interesting point that I wanted to mention. Kahina Van Dyke brought home the MoneyGram deal with Ripple, now Standard Charter, that she went to. So she used to work for Ripple, brought home the MoneyGram deal. The MoneyGram deal happened on her watch. Now she's working at Standard Charter, and now Standard Charter will launch a crypto custody business, one of the assets being XRP. My guess is that she was a part of that happening. What a champion. Of course, this is wild speculation, but it only makes sense. You have Kahina Van Dyke working for these major companies, and deals are being made, more partnerships, more cryptocurrency adoption. So this is all great stuff. And meanwhile, Brad Garlinghouse, like he always does, puts out a very diplomatic tweet here on Twitter with regards to the cryptocurrency, issues, regulatory clarity, and his opinions with regards to that. Our industry celebrates when institutions and regulators publicly laud real use cases. So, for example, the SEC, Treasury highlighting using crypto for payments, but balks at the idea that KYC AML is a fundamental part of a robust financial system that protects consumers from scams and bad actors. Reasonable oversight is necessary if we want crypto to be the infrastructure of the next generation financial system. With potential new US guidance for non-custodial crypto wallets, let's not forget the end goal: to build a more inclusive and efficient system for all. Protecting consumers has to be a part of that. I'm not against privacy. I'm against bad actors taking advantage of anonymous transactions. I've said many times before, KYC/AML matter for crypto to move from the fringes to an integral part of our global financial system. This couldn't make more sense. Of course, he has a vested interest in this because Ripple cannot really function in the United States, cannot really do business unless there is the regulatory certainty there. And Brad Garlinghouse just wanting to point that out to us. So all this, guys, happening on the backdrop of an unstable financial system. Of course, we know that there is a need to move money. We know that, but before we can do that, we need the financial regulation. As Brad Garlinghouse stated, we also have companies like Standard Charter, wanting to get into the custody game for their clients because they're presuming that there is going to be an influx of institutional investors wanting to get into crypto. As it said here, there's only 9% of institutional investors are invested in cryptocurrency at the present moment. But I also saw this, guys, from Michael at Val5 Links on Twitter. I wanted to mention this because this is very important too. Morgan Stanley exec says Bitcoin is coming for the US dollar. So the mainstream financial media is getting bullish about Bitcoin. This is another thing, guys, that we have to remember. The price of Bitcoin is moving, and mainstream media is really latching onto this. Long-term prospects claiming that the token is starting to make progress on its ambition to replace the US dollar as a medium of exchange. Until recently, most economic experts have dismissed talk of BTC edging out the dollar in any scenario as distinctly fanciful, but the token's latest rally appears to have convinced not only the usual BTC cheerleaders, but more conservative financial analysts that Bitcoin may one day outshine the greenback on the exchange scene. So, there's this idea that Bitcoin will replace the dollar and that we will use Bitcoin to transact every single day, or some other cryptocurrency. Let's not use Bitcoin because we know the problems with Bitcoin, but any other cryptocurrency to transact instead of the dollar. We've heard proponents say, the dollar is never going to be debased as a currency that we use to transact, and that there is room for for fiat currencies and cryptocurrencies alike. That's not to say, though, that people will choose to use other currencies to transact instead of the dollar. Let's not forget that part. So in an opinion piece for British national daily newspaper, the Financial Times, the chief global strategist and the head of emerging markets equity team at Morgan Stanley Investment Management, Ruchir Sharma, wrote that there are reasons to think the latest Bitcoin rush has deeper roots. Sharma, who reportedly manages some $20 billion in assets under management, also added that the dollar's reign is likely to end when the rest of the world starts losing confidence that the United States can keep paying their bills. He goes on to talk about the money printer going burr, as we've heard many times before. So he's thinking, in a nutshell, the USD could lose its footing. Not only that, guys, and I'll link this article in the description if you want to read further. Not only that, guys, a flood of money and credit. This is Ray Dalio's opinion about Bitcoin. So Bitcoin can offer protection against the depreciating value of money, newly bullish investor Ray Dalio says in a Ask Me Anything He went on to say Bitcoin could be a diversifier to gold. I think that Bitcoin and some other digital currencies have over the last 10 years established themselves as interesting gold-like asset alternatives with similarities and differences to gold and other limited supply. Mobile, like real estate storeholds of wealth, he wrote. So it could serve as a diversifier to gold and other such storehold of wealth assets. Dalio shed light on his opinion of various aspects of the global economy, including the United States' current position, China, and the state of fiat currency. Continuing, he argued that money printing would spur asset inflation, implying that simply holding wealth in cash would lead to losses. So, another person saying the exact same thing as this Morgan Stanley executive with regards to cryptocurrencies, the potential of them being a store of value as a hedge against specifically the US greenback. Now, guys, this all brings me to the thing that I really wanted to talk to you about in this video, and I have to set it up with this because I thought this was interesting. I saw this from Mac Attack XRP. Digging deeper, America goes to bed, and I'm back to connecting dots. What are your thoughts on this? Could this be true, and what are the consequences? Now, this has to do with the Flare network, and this is just wild speculation, but hear me out for a second. This might sound crazy. What if the Spark Flare is government control for running smart contract systems for FedNow? They would need smart contracts for all distribution and government payment transactions. The FXRP, Flare XRP versus the Fed XRP. 6 to 8 weeks for regulations, cold wallets, clarity, and control. The US government wanted gold to be turned in and banned, then they raised the price. This happened back in the 1930s, I believe. Tracking XRP through US exchanges plus cold wallet ledgers, like gold, tracking, banning, swap, and then price goes up. As long as hardcore investors have been disciplined in this space with a moving forward mindset, this really feels like black water swimming, completely unknown steps without assuming the worst. It seems strange to me, other than a handful, why isn't anybody else thinking this way? Both sides of the fence, it seems very obvious of what is happening. So he seems to think that this is a controlled plan from the US government, obviously, connected with the Flare networks in some way in order to track us. I don't know if that is necessarily true. What I did realize, though, and this was part of this tweet thread, so I got to thank somebody down here. I forget who it was now, or have it. No, I have it up here. Val Jester Locke. And the snowball effect. Now, I know I mentioned this just recently, coincidentally enough, even though Bearableguy did post this photo to his Twitter back in 2019. The snowball effect, of course, he edited the photo with XRP in this first snowball, suggesting that XRP will be the catalyst for everything to follow. This was the narrative we thought at the time. But Val Jester Locke brought up something very, very interesting with regards to the snowball effect. So we added this link in here, and of course this is just a stock image, right? And Bearableguy obviously changed the background of the image, but this is essentially a stock image. Snowballs, you can see it's the same image as this. So why is this important, and why do I think there's more than meets the eye? Well, check this out down here, guys. Did you take a look at the keywords? Snowball, attack, ball, bank, bankruptcy, business, concept, crisis, danger, debt, disaster, economic, economy, enlarge, escape. What the heck do those have to do with a snowball running down a hill? Of course, we can all attribute them to a snowball effect and, perhaps an economy getting so out of control that something needs to be done. Bearableguy posted this picture back in 2019, of course, way before the pandemic had even started, way before any of this was really on our radar. So was he hinting towards something that was going to be cataclysmic, something within the economy that was going to just change? You know, as the months go on, it seems like the picture is getting clearer and clearer. We would have never thought back in 2018 and 2019 that a lot of these high-profile investors were going to change their tune on Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. We never thought that, after months, if not years, of not seeing regulatory clarity, that one day the head of the Office of the Comptroller, Brian Brooks, would say, poof, 6 to 8 weeks, guys, that's when we're going to get it. It seems like all this is happening very, very fast, and that is exactly what a snowball effect is. One thing happens, one small, seemingly insignificant thing, and this could have been maybe Ripple releasing XRapid back in 2018, eventually rebranded ODL, and this proof of concept becoming a reality. It's working around the world, not in the United States, but it's working around the world. We're seeing money being transferred through ODL And could this have been the trigger? Could this have been, that inciting incident that is really kind of taking the world by storm now? Of course, this coupled with a pandemic, it doesn't hurt to have a crisis around the world in order to, change the way we think about finance, change the way we think about the economy and commerce. So I just wanted to bring that to you guys. Snowball effect. The keywords down here pointing to the fact that an economic disaster is really what's going to trigger the XRP inflow? If that's the case, I'm glad I'm hodling. Maybe I will accumulate more after all, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.